You already know who it is, man. It's your boy Underrated Mages. They'll be doing a video discussing Fairy Tale Next Generation New Kids Reveal. Now, when it comes to the Fairy Tale Next Generation, if you guys have been living underneath the rock, you guys already know how I say, then you guys want to know that Fairy Tale is basically going to be coming back with a new generation, a new series, something, some type of spinoff of some sort. And the most exciting thing about that, at least to me, is seeing the new kids. And if you guys also don't know, Hiro Mashima a while ago, I mean maybe in the summer, he released some pictures of Nashi Dragon Neo and of whatever Greysun is going to be called, because we still don't know the name for that little kid. But he released a picture of those two, and a lot of people, including myself, we started speculating, yo, since we basically got confirmed that or that two couples are having kids. What about the other couples' kids? And this also led me to start believing, yo, since we're knowing that everybody's gonna be having kids, why not do a video discussing and breaking down what I think will each of the main characters' kids? I'm not gonna go through everybody's kids. I ain't gonna be going through Jet and Joy's kids. No, 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 none of that. At least I'm only be talking about the main characters. You guys will know when I talk about them. But yeah, I want to do a video discussing what I think that the future of Fairy Tale will hold, because I thought it would be an interesting discussion to talk about the quote unquote next generation for Fairy Tail. So without further ado, let's go and get into the video. Now for Nashi Drag Neo and Greysun, I'm not gonna really go too in depth because I did two separate videos on them. So if you guys haven't seen that, make sure you guys go check out those two videos that I did about Nashi Drag Neo and Greysun. But basically, I think Nashi Drag Neo, she's gonna kind of be like the Natsu type character, you know, the main character. She's going to be the adventurous one. I definitely do think that she's going to be strong, just because she's going to be able to have Dragon Slayer, and she's going to be able to use Celestial Spirit magic, or at least I think she should be able to. So yeah, me personally, I do believe that Nashi Drag Neo, she will be definitely be something incredible. And I do think that her goal would be to kind of figure out more about her family past, just because her parents are Natsu and Lucy, and we know that both of them, they don't even know everything about their past. So how dope would it be if the kid decided, you know what, why not take up the role of my parents and just go ahead and try to figure out everything about this family? Now there is a couple issues with that goal, just because a lot of people, they'll look at that and be like, oh, what is she doing? You know, depending on what time the, you know, if the Fairy Tale Next Generation takes place when they're like 17 or something, then that's understandable. But I know there's gonna be some people complaining, why is a young girl going off on this go? How blah blah blah, just because it's Fairy Tale. I'm not gonna be the one complaining about it, but yeah, that's just one thing that I gotta say. Now let's talk about Greysun, because me personally, there's a couple issues that I have, or there's really one main issue that I have with him, and the first issue is, or yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and name the issue. Fuck it, let's go. We were about to do one take. I was about to name the good stuff about him, but let's just go ahead and name the issue. I can't really see this character having a goal that's interesting. Now, obviously, that's because I don't know anything about him. I mean, I don't even know his name, so obviously, we don't know what his character is like. We don't know what his character likes. We don't know what his character wants to do. But regardless of all that, even with characters like Nashi Drag Neo, I can still somewhat make a theory about what I would want her goal to be and why I think that her character would be interesting. But with Greysun, besides the fact that he's Grey's son, like Grey and Juvia's child, then I can't really think of anything that's like exciting for him. Now, obviously, I do think that he will prove me wrong. I do think that when the new series actually starts, that there will be something, you know, worth wanting me to see more of Greysun. So yeah, that's really the only problem, or the only little concern that I have about his character. But other than that, it's all bright side, because we know he's gonna be Grey's son. We've seen how well the Ice Make Magic runs in Grey's family. We saw what Silver could do with it. He was beating down on Grey till Grey surpassed him, and then I think it's gonna go the same way. I don't think that Grey's gonna be like beating him down, but I do think that Grey will be way more stronger. And I definitely do think that, oh, I don't know why I just had a little brain fart right there, but I definitely do think that Grey's son will end up surpassing him once time finally comes. Not right now, obviously, and not to mention the fact that he got all, like, just putting the Grey side of the family perks alone, he still has Juvia too, so that makes me believe that he'll be able to do something with water. You know, maybe be able to manipulate his body or do something. I don't know, but I just want to see some type of ice water attack coming from him, because it would be dope. And I definitely do think that in terms of power, Greysun, he definitely has potential. I think in terms of power, low key, I might be a little bit more excited for Greysun than Nashi Drag Neo, just because I don't know. Maybe it might be his design. I don't know. He just looks like he's gonna be strong. Now, let's talk about the other characters and their kids. Now, disclaimer, I just want to say that the other characters and their kids, they haven't been confirmed yet. The only ones that have been confirmed were Nashi, Dragneel, and Greysun, but obviously I doubt that those two are going to be the only, or those four are going to be the only people who have kids. So let's talk about the next ones. Now, God, Jill, and Levy. I'm excited to see the kid of this just because it is two polar opposite attitudes like coming together and making a kid, and not to mention the fact that we basically know that whoever, if depending on if it's a boy or a girl, she's gonna be another dragon slayer. Now, me personally, if you guys didn't watch my Nashi Dragneel video, basically I brought up the idea of a fourth generation dragon slayer. That's basically when you are trained by, you're not trained by a dragon, but you're trained by a dragon slayer who was trained by a dragon, if you know what I mean. So I think that if Gajeel and Levy do have a kid together, that will be a good way to usher in the kids and be able to show them the difference in potential and all that stuff. So me personally, I do think that Gajeel and Levy, once their kid is revealed, it's gonna be dope. I hope that he's like more resemblant, and I hope it's a boy too, just to let y'all know. Yeah, like, just because Gajeel, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it would be funny if Gajeel had a girl. I think that it would be funnier, but in terms of like what I would want, I think it would be dope if he had a boy. And the only reason why I think it would be funny because he had a girl. Let me clear myself up, just in case there's some SJWs in the comment section, they might be like, oh well, how is being a girl funny? No, what I meant to say was seeing Gajeel's character interaction trying to raise a girl would be dope, just because we saw where he came from. Like he was a savage and everything. So that's my expectations on Gajeel's child. I have high expectations for her just because he or she could be as smart as Levy, and not to mention the fact that they're also going to have Gajeel's raw power. So yeah, you guys, you now you know, or not necessarily Gajeel's raw power, but you guys get the drift. Gajeel's going to have some type of like influence on this kid's power. So now you guys know I'm excited for that. Now the next couple that I want to talk about, Ursa and Jalal. Now, where do we start with this? Now, this could also be a very overpowered child, and that's really the thing that I like about fairy tales, that we've seen like their parents grow up, and like now that they're having kids and stuff together, we get to speculate a lot on what their powers could be. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it's so dope. So let me talk about Urza's child right quick. Now I think that it will obviously be a female, just because Urza, she's more of the dominant character. And let me explain why or how I'm deciding the gender. I think that the gender would be decided by the, I guess you could say, the relevancy of the character, except for Nashi Dragneel, just because I think now she's a girl, just because they wanted to add something different. You know, I'm not saying that Lucy was a more relevant character than Natsu, but I do think that Nashi Dragneel, she was a special case. But let's look at other characters like Gray. We know that he's the only one who has a kid confirmed, but it's a boy, and I think that might be because Gray's the more dominant character. I think Gajio is gonna have a boy because number one, it'll be able to cope with Gray. Like he'll be able to be like, that would be dope if he was Gray's rival. You know, I'm not gonna hold you. That would be dope. And not to mention the fact that we know that Urza, if she like, a strong female runs in Urza's family. That's all I will say. I'll try to say it the best without spoiling, but if you know, you know. Strong females run in Urza's family, so that's also another reason why I believe that her child will be a female. And let's talk about her power potential, because she has potential to be actually very OP. Now, here's the thing. How should I say this without spoiling you guys? If you guys are anime only, please. I'm not going to spoil you guys, don't worry. But for manga readers, let me try to put this in code. Urza's child will be able to use Jalal's magic. We know Jalal, he never really, the thing that I like about him, he never really had like a set magic style. Like he could always use like different variations of magic. So she's going to have the skill set of Jalal. The if Urza ends up teaching her the shape shifting magic, she's gonna have that, which will be OP. But then all I'm gonna say is, remember what Urza's mom was. Now, I don't think that Urza's mom passed down those genetics. You know, obviously I don't think she passed down those genetics to Urza. And I definitely do think that the main reason why Urza never used those powers is because she never really knew about it up until the end. And I doubt that they're gonna make Urza, listen, Fairy Tail has done some questionable things, but I doubt that in the last arc they're gonna make Urza master. You know what? You know what I'm saying? I thought, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you're a manga reader, you know. So yeah, Urza's child, I'm very very excited for her. She could probably be like the leader type character again. I think Gagio's character would be maybe the brains of the group, but at the same time he'll be a little bit, too hot headed, which would be dope. So I'm interested to see that combo. I think Gray Shao is just gonna be like another Gray, but a little bit more chilled. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna be a lot more laid back than Gray. And the last couple that I want to talk about is Laxus. Now, Laxus has been confusing because at the end of the chapter, like they was trying to make Laxus be a pimp. Like they were saying, oh, he has Mira Jane, he has Lisana, like he could pick from so many people. I'm like, yo, like, come on, like, why can't we get a definitive answer? But just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go with Mira Jane just because I think that's the most reasonable one. And oh my god, I'm gonna end the video off with this. Let me just put this into you guys' thought. Or let me just put this into you guys' mind right quick. Just imagine if Laxus and Mira Jane, two of the strongest people of Fairy Tail,